dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
What is happening to me?
The answer is out there, Neo. It's the question that drives us.
What is the Matrix?
The Matrix is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
They're watching you, Neo.
Human beings are a disease. You are a cancer of this planet. And we are the cure. Get me the hell out of here!
Welcome to the real world.
Welcome to the Thomas Miller Show. I'm Thomas Miller. Yeah, I started the show off because, and there's a reason why I did that. I started the show off like that because there's a reason. And that reason is EctoLife. But I'll get into that shortly. Thank you all for tuning into the Thomas Miller Show. I do appreciate it. There's a lot of stuff out there that you could watch, that you could listen to. And I appreciate you coming here and listening to the podcast. This is a podcast that doesn't have any regular time slots. I'm going to try to get as many shows as possible for you to listen to, hopefully every day. That's the goal, is to do this every day. We're still in the very infancy part of the Thomas Miller Show, so we're working out tons of kinks, working out all kind of issues just to make sure that we bring you the best possible show that we can here. So with that said, you can go to Thomas Miller Show. You can go to my name, Thomas Miller, at thomasmillershow.com. Drop me an email or comment. If you're listening to this on my YouTube channel, you can comment in the comment section below with any question, any thoughts, any ideas. Maybe some will get read over the air. But this show is designed to make you think and to open your eyes to what's going on around you. I thought it was very appropriate that we start the show with a 1999 classic trailer from The Matrix. You know, that movie starring Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne. And at the time when I was watching it, I thought it was really entertainment. But there is such a thing called predictive programming. And predictive programming, in a sense, is showing you something without showing you something that's going to happen in the future. It's kind of like a backhanded compliment, if you will. And when you watch The Matrix, when you watch The Matrix in 1999, a lot of us thought, wow, that's really entertaining. That's awesome. That's sci-fi at its finest. But that was predictive programming. Because what I'm about ready to share with you now pretty much solidifies that. It almost makes me question my own reality. Now, if it wasn't for my firm stance, my firm foundation upon Yahusha, my personal Lord and Savior, for those who haven't heard that term or that name Yahusha, it's Jesus Christ, then I would really, really question what is going on right now. And so the next audio that you're going to hear is from a company called EctoLife. No, it's not ectoplasma from the Ghostbusters. This is EctoLife, and it's the world's first artificial womb facility. Yes, you heard that right. The world's first artificial womb facility. Now, I'm going to let you listen to part of this, and then we're going to talk about this in detail. And I definitely want to get your comments, so please send them to me. Again, Thomas Miller at thomasmillershow.com, or comment in the comment section down below if you are listening on the YouTube channel. This actually blew me away, and this was about a month ago, 3 weeks to a month ago, where this video, pretty much it's a short infomercial about the process. So let's go ahead and let you listen to it, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it more. And I will pause and, comment on it, and then you can watch its entirety of this infomercial by clicking the link in the comment section down below, or just going straight to the link via podcast. So here we go.
Introducing EctoLife, the world's first artificial womb facility, powered entirely by renewable energy. EctoLife allows infertile couple to conceive a baby and become the true biological parents of their own offspring. It's a perfect solution for women who had their uterus surgically removed due to cancer or other complications. With EctoLife, premature births and C-sections will be a thing of the past. EctoLife is designed to help countries that are suffering from severe population decline, including Japan, Bulgaria, South Korea, and many others. The facility features 75 highly equipped labs. Each state-of-the-art lab can accommodate up to 400 growth pods or artificial wombs. Every pod is designed to replicate the exact conditions that exist inside the mother's uterus. A single building can incubate up to 30,000 lab-grown babies per year. EctoLife allows your baby to develop in an infection-free environment. The pods are made of materials that prevent germs from sticking to their surfaces. Every growth pod features sensors that can monitor your baby's vital signs, including heartbeat, temperature, blood pressure, breathing rate, and oxygen saturation. The artificial intelligence-based system also monitors the physical features of your baby and reports any potential genetic abnormalities. The pods are equipped with a screen that displays real-time data on the developmental progress of your baby. These data are sent directly to your phone, so you can track your baby's health from the comfort of your zone.
All right. That's all I'm going to play for you. I'm definitely going to link this video in the information down below, but this has got to be pretty scary if you really think about this. This is man playing God, beyond our capabilities. And to be honest, this is something I didn't think could happen so fast. Now, when you go back again, and I started the show with the Matrix Triller, and that was in 1999, the predictive programming that was given to us then. And there was a couple scenes to where you saw actual human beings plugged into a device, and there was actually plugs on the back of their head where they could stick something in there and be connected back to the Matrix. Again, thinking about that, you thought, "Wow, this is pretty crazy. This will never happen." And then you fast forward, and we have virtual reality, and without rabbit trailing, I'm gonna try to keep it tight here. But there's so much going on here that it's very easy to rabbit trail. So I'm going to try to keep it tight. But virtual reality is part of this whole thing. If they could get us to accept alternate realities. That's why there's such a push for multiverse comic books, multiverse universes, movies, alternate reality, augmented reality. What's that one game? You walk around the city. It was really big for a while. You could walk around and you could catch a Pokemon. I think that's what it was, or Pokemon Catch or whatever. But it was augmented reality to where you could hold up your smart device via telephone, and I think you could do it with iPad. I don't know. I never played it, so don't get triggered for those Pokemon people out there. I never played it, but I do know that you could go to real places in the world and look for Pokemon. That's a form of augmented reality. And then that ventured out to, you can have hidden advertisement, just holding up your cell phone, and you can get all kind of messages, advertisements for different products. And this brings us up to this EctoLab, to where now you can actually grow your baby of choice. And the propaganda is real. And this infomercial is done so well that I was thinking, wow, this is just for a second, I was thinking this could be awesome for people who are struggling with, yes, they have problems, conceiving, moms who want to be a mom without having a husband, which it's crazy. That's another subject. I'm trying to keep it tight. So if I pause, it's because my brain is saying, stay on course, Thomas. Do not rabbit trail. And getting back to this EctoLife, they're telling us this is great for countries who experience low birth rate. Another form of predictive programming along the same lines is that show that's on Hulu that's called Handmaid's Tale. A Handmaid's Tale is about, I forgot the name of the place, Gilead. It's about Gilead, and one of the reasons there's a need for handmaids, because most of the women that are in Gilead are infertile. They can't have children. And so they go to nearby United States, because Gilead is now broken off from the United States and Canada. And again, please don't hate me if you are a Handmaid's Tale fan. I don't mean to trigger. I'm just keeping it simple. But Gilead goes to nearby Canada, United States, and they kidnap fertile women, bring them back to Gilead so they can populate Gilead with these fertile women. They can impregnate them with the guys or the government of Gilead, impregnate these women so they can have children. So EctoLab, getting back to reality, is now saying, oh, this is great for situations similar to that, to where countries have low birth rates. Here's the scary, now we're going to get into some scary stuff about this. Now, again, this show is designed to make you think. I want you to think. Don't take what I say as gospel, but you need to open your eyes. This stuff is going on right underneath our noses, and all they want us to do is watch Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, the Disney Channel, get caught up in murder shows, stick to our Xboxes, our PlayStation 5s, and stay on our social media. All these distractions. And if you get away from that, then let us distract you with made up stuff that doesn't even exist. Or it is so low on the totem pole that we got to keep rehashing it to keep us at odds with each other. And we'll talk about that stuff on later shows. But this EctoLab, you can now create your own baby. And if you watch the full infomercial, you will see that you can literally design your own baby, or I'm going to throw this out there. Or you can design zombies. Exactly what you want. You can design a society of workers, assassins. You could breed what you want. Literally. If you want geniuses, and this, by its own statement, this EctoLab says it can have up to 30,000 pods going at the same time. You literally could build communities and design each community with exactly what you want in that community. Zombies. These are, I don't even know, I even use the term humans loosely, because they're not being conceived naturally. They're not being conceived in the way that God intended it to be conceived. We are now picking and choosing which genes. Do you want to have blonde hair and blue-eyed? Okay. Now we can go past what Hitler wanted. What's that superior Aryan race he tried to bring forth? So if you want blonde-haired, blue-eyed, you can totally get that. You simply add or take away the genes that you want. Let your baby grow in these pods. You could get updates, real-time updates on your smartphone. I laugh, but it is a nervous laugh, because this is scary. And then once the birth process is done, the fluid drains out, and you now have a baby. And I'm reluctant to call it a human baby, even though it looks like a human, sounds like a human. Who knows? Who knows? I don't even know. But I do know this, that in Genesis, you go to the Holy Scriptures, in Genesis, it says, and God created man. And he, Yahuwah, God, breathed life. He breathed life. And man became a living soul. You have this EctoLab that is not having God, Elohim, Yahuwah, breathe life into these. And for right now, we're going to call them humans. Into these humans. Is that even a soul? Is that even a, quote, human being as we know human beings to be? Or is this a breeding chamber with the propaganda being so incredibly well done? Kudos, EctoLab. The propaganda on this video is second to none. You almost had me believing. With this technology, you can breed workers, you could breed doctors, you could breed military, definitely military. You could breed geniuses, you could breed middle people who are just, they're not geniuses, they're not awesome, they're not great, they don't suck, but they're not awesome. You can breed anything you want with this. I don't know if this is a good thing. Now, some may argue, may say, no, Thomas, this is a fantastic thing. And I don't mean to sound insensitive. I really don't. I'm not a judge. I've done things. Man, I'm not an awesome person. But I do believe that things happen for a reason. I really do. And if you're infertile, and don't ask me what that reason is. I don't want people emailing me, commenting in the comment descriptions below and saying, okay, well, what is it? How come? Why can't people who are infertile not have kids, smarty? No. I'm not saying I'm not the authority, but I do know things happen for a reason. And I'm going to give you an extreme example, or it may not even be so extreme. But would you want Jeffrey Dahmer to procreate? Would you want Charles Manson to procreate? Adolf Hitler to procreate? If you're being honest, most of you will say no. Now, there's always an exception to the rule. A broken clock is right twice a day. But in general, there's some people, you may even know people in your neighborhood, that you think to yourself, oh, they should not procreate. We don't want another little version of that guy walking around. That's for sure. So if he doesn't procreate, it's all good. This is why I'm saying things happen for a reason. Maybe infertileness means that you're not supposed to procreate. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. That's just an opinion. I sympathize because some people genuinely want to have children and they can't. All I'm saying is this technology, and maybe there will be one or two offs where they're like, you know what, we're going to do a good thing. But I don't think, my gut says this is not a good thing. This is designed to create a population of people that are determined by a small group of people to say, this is what we want in society. This is who we want. Everyone else can be exterminated. That's why in that trailer that I played earlier, from The Matrix 1999, and there's a part, and I think it's like, yes, this is about human extinction. I think they don't like you. And they're pushing the boundaries of what can we do and you will be okay with it. This is one of those things. How can you... There's so many questions with this. So many questions. You're literally creating zombies. And when they grow up, can we tell them apart? And before you start saying, oh, Thomas, there you go, you're starting the hate speech already. No. Again, I want you to think. I want you to sit down in your quiet space, whether that be in your office, your home, or the quiet space in your mind, and think about this. If they generate a society of people that they want with this technology, now I'm thinking here, and I encourage everyone else to do the same. They're using this technology. They're going to raise a group of infiltrators, people that look like us, walk like us, talk like us, act like us. And because they have designed this human to exactly how they want it to be and behave, once they get enough into society, will this be the Terminator effect? We talk about the rise of the machines. In fact, there was a Terminator movie. Again, predictive programming, but maybe it's not the robots. Maybe it's carbon-based organisms that they've created, that once they all mature, because you can have 30,000 of them be born at the same time and put out into general population. And if one center, just one EctoLab, can house 30,000 of them, you gotta think about that. And you have an EctoLab in every city, in every major city. Now you've got hundreds, thousands, even a couple of million of these things walking around. And then when the time comes, they flick the switch because they've been designed, customly designed, and then boom, they take us out. Thomas, that's so, bro, see, I was on your side until you said that. Okay, I'm going to give you another example of predictive programming. Remember that movie, Demolition Man? Stallone, Snipes, they froze him, put him in that penitentiary. And remember when Stallone came out, they thought him out and everything. Now, this is normal humans, born the normal way. But they put him in this cryo prison. And then Stallone came out. He was still a badass. And remember when Sandra Bullock's character, they like become partners, and then she goes to pick him up one morning. Hey, how you doing? Good morning. Oh, she say, hey, and he's all, here, I made this for you. And she's like, what? You made me a sweater? He's like, yeah, I don't know. I just knitted a sweater last night. Here you go. And it turns out that while he was in the cryo prison, they put these rehabilitation programs into him. And then they went and said, okay, well, what was your rehabilitation program? Well, it was knitting and something else. And Simon Phoenix was Wesley Snipes' character. His was like lethal martial arts, weapons, technology. That was his specialty, how to kill and stuff like that. Here's my point, that even while they were in that pod, they were able to program a human being to exactly what they wanted. They've done it to us. That's why you got to be careful what you allow yourself to listen to. You have to be careful what you allow yourself to see, because it's all programming. Radio programs, television programs. This is huge. And going way back in the early days, remember War of the Worlds, I think? It was that infamous radio transmission. I really do believe that was a test for the powers that be to say, wow, what do we have here? Is it really, can this do exactly what we want it to do? And so they aired a program, didn't tell anyone that this was fake. This was a fire drill, if you will. They didn't say that. They aired this program. People were listening on the radio and were legitimately freaked out because they thought we were being invaded by Martians. People were outside their minds because it just came on like this emergency broadcast, and basically the world is being taken over. There's Martians coming. They're invading us. People were freaked out. Police stations were getting phone calls from people. Dude, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And then when they came back on and said, hey, it's just programming. We were programmed from there. That's why you really have to be careful. You really have to have your eyes open. I don't like this EctoLab business. I don't like it at all. I think it's horrible. I think it's an abomination. But that's just my opinion. And so far, we're still living in the United States as of right now. And that's just my opinion. But I do want you to think about this. I want you to start opening up your minds and your eyes. Be aware of what's going on around you. That Matrix trailer had, even the trailer itself had so many predictive programming drops. Like the drop where they're saying, you're being tracked. We're all being tracked. Those devices that you have on your wrist in the form of an Apple Watch, or that device in your pocket, what your Google phone now, your iPhone, your Samsung phone, they're all tracking you. You're being tracked. And it's not that they know where you are. Some of us, including myself, have submitted our electronic fingerprints on these phones to, quote, unlock them for extra safety. You voluntarily give that over. During the whole C-19 era, when they wanted you to take the solution, I didn't. But I was required to submit samples And the samples didn't go to a medical facility like, I don't know, Oregon Hospital. It went to a genetics lab. I thought we were just testing for this. Why is it going to a genetics lab? So we've given over our fingerprints, our DNA, to now they're actually catching criminals using family DNA. They don't even need the DNA of the quote perpetrator. They just need to run that DNA through a database and get hits of that person's family and find them. I encourage everyone, this is real talk. I encourage everyone listening to this program. Look, I'm telling you, we've all been programmed. I even said program. I encourage everyone who's listening to this program. I encourage everyone who's listening to this show, listening to my voice right now, to think about moving off the grid. I'm actually thinking about it. I'm taking steps to do that. So one day I will never come back here. Or if I do, it will be so far off the grid that, yeah, I don't even want to be a part of this world. I actually want to do old school transmission, analog transmission. But I encourage everyone to think about moving to a smaller community. And when I mean smaller communities, I mean starting one up with you and a couple other trusted families or people. That's where it's at, the smaller communities. Let me know what you think about this EctoLab business. I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you guys so much for listening to me. This has been the Thomas Miller Show. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.